Once upon a time, in a faraway land, nestled between tall mountains and whispering trees, there was a small village. In this village lived three best friends named Layla, Salim, and Ziad. The three friends were known for their endless energy and their insatiable curiosity. They loved exploring the nooks and crannies of their village and the surrounding areas. Their motto was always, "There's no place too muddy, no tree too tall, no adventure too daunting for us." One sunny afternoon, as the three friends were playing by the sparkling river, they stumbled upon a strange sight. Half hidden under some rocks at the edge of the water was a large stone monolith. It looked out of place, like it didn't belong in that spot. As they moved the rocks away, something even stranger revealed itself. Etched onto the stone was an ancient-looking symbol, something that seemed to be both beautiful and mysterious. Turning the stone over, they made an even more astonishing discovery. On the other side was a map, drawn in faded ink on what seemed to be an animal skin. The map showed winding paths, peculiar symbols, and a spot marked with a glowing star. It looked like a treasure map. But there was one thing that puzzled them. No one in the village knew what the strange symbol on the map meant or where it led. Intrigued and excited, the three friends decided to embark on a quest to uncover the secrets of the map. First, they had to find a way to decipher the symbol. They searched old books in the village library, consulted with wise elders, and even tried matching it with patterns they found in nature. After many days of searching, young Layla, who had been poring over an ancient book of folklore, finally exclaimed, "I think I found it. This symbol, it's mentioned in this old tale about a magical cave hidden deep in the mountains." According to the story, this cave was said to have glowing walls and hold a mysterious treasure. The map that the friends had found must lead to that very cave. Overjoyed at the discovery, the friends wasted no time. They packed some food, grabbed a lantern, and set off towards the mountains. Their journey was long and arduous. They trekked through thick forests where sunlight struggled to penetrate the canopy, crossed a shaky hanging bridge over a roaring waterfall, and climbed up a steep, rocky hill. Just when their spirits were about to flag, they spotted something amazing. Carved into the side of the mountain was a giant door, almost as if it had been cut out of the rock itself. And, to their amazement, it had the same strange symbol from the map right above the door handle. With renewed vigor, Ziad stepped forward and pushed the door open. To their astonishment, the heavy door creaked open, revealing a long, dark tunnel. The air coming out from the opening was cool and damp, carrying with it the scent of moss and something else, something sweet like honey. Peering into the darkness, they could make out strange, beautiful lights twinkling ahead. Eager to explore, the three friends cautiously entered the cave. The tunnel was narrow, and the air grew colder as they went deeper. Every step echoed in the vast emptiness, making the already tense atmosphere feel even more mysterious. After what seemed like hours, the tunnel opened up into a round chamber. And there, before their awestruck eyes, lay a sight so magical, so breathtaking that they stood frozen in amazement. The entire room was filled with thousands of glowing blue stones that shimmered and pulsated with an otherworldly light. It was like stepping into a fairy tale, into a place where magic was real and anything was possible. In the center of the room sat a huge golden chest adorned with intricate carvings. It looked like something out of a legend, a relic from a bygone era when magic and adventure were commonplace. But the chest was not just a random treasure waiting to be plundered. It held something more, something special. As the friends approached the chest, they saw three riddles carved into its surface, each more perplexing than the last. The riddles were, "I have cities, but no houses. I have mountains, but no trees. I have water, but no fish. What am I? What has an eye, but cannot see? What is always coming, but never arrives?" These riddles were not just a test of wit, they were a test of teamwork, of their bond of friendship. Each riddle had to be solved in order for the next one to appear, and only when all three were solved would the chest reveal its treasure. Ziad, who was usually quick with words, started with the first riddle, but he was stumped. His mind raced, trying to come up with an answer, but nothing seemed quite right. Salim, known for his logic and problem-solving skills, pondered the second riddle, but he too was at a loss. It was Layla, the quietest of the three, who finally broke the silence. She had been listening intently, her eyes sparkling with thought. "I think I know the answers," she whispered. They all turned to her, their eyes filled with anticipation. The first one, a map. It has cities, but no houses, mountains, but no trees, water, but no fish, she explained. The others nodded, realizing the brilliance of her deduction. "What has an eye but cannot see?" Salim asked, turning to the next riddle. All three friends thought hard. Then Ziad exclaimed, "A needle." "Correct," said Layla. And finally, "What is always coming, but never arrives?" The friends fell silent again, lost in thought. After a while, Ziad spoke up. "Is it tomorrow?" he asked hesitantly. "Yes," Layla said with a smile. "You got it." With all three riddles solved, the chest rumbled to life. The lid rose slowly, revealing the treasure within. But the treasure wasn't what they had expected. There wasn't any gold or jewels or precious gems. Instead, it was filled with ancient-looking books bound in leather, strange tools that seemed to hum with latent power, and another map, this one leading to a place unknown. The friends stared in surprise. It was obvious that these items were not just ordinary objects. They were magical, imbued with power beyond their understanding. But why were they put in a cave hidden from the world? And what did it all mean? As they carefully examined the contents of the chest, a realization dawned on them. This was not the end of their adventure. It was just the beginning. The cave, the riddles, the magical items, they were all part of something bigger, something that had been hidden for centuries. And now they, the three friends, were at the center of it. Excited and a little scared, they knew they couldn't stay in the cave forever. They had to venture out again, explore further, unravel the mysteries that had been laid bare before them. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, the friends made their way out of the cave, their steps lighter, their hearts filled with excitement. They had discovered something truly amazing, something that transcended mere treasure. They had found a world of magic and adventure, a world that was theirs to explore. Back in their village, tucked safely in their beds, the three friends couldn't stop talking about their adventure. They recounted every detail: the creepy cave, the magical blue stones, the mysterious chest, and the thrilling riddles. And then there was the treasure, not of gold and jewels, but of knowledge, of magic, of adventure. The cave hadn't just given them new things, it had opened their eyes to a world they never knew existed, a world that was full of wonder and excitement. As the night wore on, they began to plan their next move. They pored over the new map, trying to decipher its markings, discussing what items they would need for their journey, and, most importantly, deciding when they would leave. They were eager to delve deeper into the mysteries that awaited them, but also knew that they had to be prepared. Finally, as the first rays of sunlight peeked through their windows, they made a plan. They decided that after bidding farewell to their families and ensuring everything was in order, they would leave that very evening, setting off into the sunset for their next adventure. And so the next day arrived, filled with anticipation. After tearful goodbyes and promises to return, the three friends set off. They carried with them not just supplies and provisions, but a sense of wonder and excitement. They had discovered a world that was hidden from ordinary sight, and they were determined to explore it fully. Theirs was a journey filled with peril, intrigue, and discovery, a journey that would test their courage, their wit, and their friendship. For they were no longer just three friends who liked to play in the woods. They were adventurers, explorers of the unknown, seekers of magic and truth. And their journey had just begun.